So one of the questions I get the most from my followers is how I balance it all. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an influencer, an entrepreneur. So I understand why I get this question. In today's episode of the Mattie James Podcast, we're going to be talking about how I do in fact balance it all with one very, very huge action, and that's asking for help. So let's get into it. So in addition to being an influencer and entrepreneur, I am a wife and I'm a mom of 3. My kids are 6, 3, and 1. So in episode 402 of the Mattie James Podcast, I wanted to talk about one thing that really does help me balance everything I have going on, and that's asking for help. Now, asking for help can look so many different ways, right? You can ask it in the form of a paid gig or even a favor, definitely asking for help both in your personal and even your professional life. So that can be anything from asking your parents or relatives to watch your kids. That can be hiring a nanny or a babysitter. That can be laundry service, lawn care, therapy, so many different things, grocery delivery. I use a wider range of all of these things because I simply cannot do it all, even though I can balance it all. Now, there are so many things that are priorities for me, and I consider a priority something that matters to me, And when it comes to having enough energy for the things that matter, it really is about thinking about your energy as a whole. So essentially, your energy is 100% of your present attention and effort, right? And you want to give your energy to your priorities. However, it isn't possible to give all of your energy to all of your priorities simultaneously. And this is why you need to ask for the energy of others to help you with maintaining and essentially balancing your priorities. Before I ask for help, because I'm not afraid to ask for help. I do think it takes a really, really brave and self-aware person to ask for help. So I understand why it's hard, but I am certainly not somebody who's afraid to do that in this current stage of my life. I wasn't always that way. Now, the thing I must do before I ask for help is I ask myself 6 questions. Now, they're not super long-winded questions, but I wanted to share the 6 things I ask myself before I ask for help, so that help I get actually does in fact help me. And anytime I don't ask myself all of these questions, maybe I try to rush through the process and I ask myself 2 of these questions or only 1 of these questions, what ends up happening is the help that I ask for doesn't actually help me accomplish what I'm trying to do when it comes to the priority I need help with. So we're going to go over the 6 questions. The 6 questions are, why do I need help? Then the next question is, what do I need help with? Then where do I need help? When do I need help? How long do I need help for? And lastly, who can best help me with this? So let's go over those questions in depth and break that down a little further. The first question is the purpose question. Why do I need help? This is the most important question you can ask yourself. Even if I don't get through all 6 of the questions when I'm asking for help, I always have to ask myself why, if in fact I do want to get helped in the specific purpose that I need help with, right? So for instance, right now, Chris and I work together at home full-time, working for the company, and we have our 6-year-old and our 3-year-old in school full-time, okay? So the baby, who is 1 and very active, definitely needs to be watched. Obviously, we can't leave him alone, but we are definitely in a season with the business and the company as a whole where we certainly need uninterrupted work time. So even trying some days where Chris will watch him or I will watch him, the long and the short of it is that we both need uninterrupted time so we can do deep work, we can have meetings or whatever have you. And so the purpose of why we need someone to watch Christian, of course, outside of his safety, which is first and foremost, is because we need uninterrupted work time. Right? We're not necessarily ready for him to go to school because he is still so young. And right now we feel good with the 6-year-old and the 3-year-old going to school because they were always already going. And so it's like we need uninterrupted work time. And we, of course, need Christian to be safe. So that's the why. You understand what the purpose is, right? You're not clear on why you need help. So the purpose question helps you identify why you need help, and then you'll be able to answer the next 5 questions a lot more clearly. The next question is what I like to call the clarity question. What do I need help with? Well, I need help with someone watching Christian, specifically during work hours, so I can get uninterrupted work time throughout the workday. That's what I need help with. I need help with someone watching Christian during the workday. So I am clear on what I need help with. I don't have to guess, I think I need, and here's the thing, guys, as someone who has been on the other side of it, someone has asked me for help, I am usually happy to help someone, especially if I love them, I know them, I want to pour into them. However, it is always a bit frustrating and certainly a little chaotic when someone doesn't know not only why they need your help, but what they need your help with specifically. So the why identifies the purpose, while the what helps you get down to the clarity of it. What do you need help with? I specifically need help with Christian being watched. He needs to be fed. He needs to, be entertained. I need him to be entertained and occupied while I get work done. That's what I need help with. Christian being watched. So the next question is the position question, right? And that is, where do I need this help? Where do I need this help? Now, ideally, I would like Christian to be watched here at home. This is where all his toys are. This is where we are. So if anything happens, it's an easy, just kind of like someone can come downstairs for me and get me if they need me or Chris because they need help with Christian or something happens. So you really need to identify the position of your help because you also want to put your help in best case scenario, right? From your comfort level or resources level, it's really important to make sure that you're positioning your help. And it really wasn't until recently, that I realized this. It's like, okay, yes, understanding why I need help and what I need help with is really, really important, but knowing where I need the help is really, really key. So do you need the help outside of your home? Because this is going to be different in like 2 years when he's a little bit older. I'm going to need someone to watch Christian, but specifically pour into him scholastically and curriculum wise. So I'll need help, but outside of my home very specifically because he needs to go to school. He needs to socialize with kids his age. Right now, I don't feel like that is a priority for me. It's just that he is being taken care of here at home and, he's comfortable and we're comfortable as well. So right now, the position question for us is, where do we need this help? And the answer to that is here in our home. So the next question will really help you because now that you've identified where you need the help, you can get down to the deeper detail of when do you need the help. This is so important because a lot of times if you need somebody to help you move, I imagine you don't need them to help you move at midnight. You might need them in the morning. And so when you ask this question, it becomes really, really helpful, not only for you, but the person who's helping you, whether it's a favor or a paid gig. So the timing question is so key because timing is everything, like help isn't help if it's at the wrong time. And I think a lot of times I've done this in the past where I will kind of shortchange myself because I'm just so afraid of asking for a favor that I'll just take the help whenever I can get it. And the truth is, it's helpful when it's at the right time. So being clear on that, understanding when the best time is so impactful. For us, Christian being watched on Saturday or Sunday isn't as beneficial as him being watched on a weekday, Monday through Friday specifically, between the hours of 8:30 to 4 o'clock. Those are our prime work hours. That's when we have meetings, calls, shoot dates and deadlines and different things like that. So yes, if my in-laws or my parents want to watch him on the weekends and spend time with him on the weekends, that's of course great, but I really need help with him being watched specifically Monday through Friday. So the timing question is, when do I need help? The next question is the commitment question. How long will I need this help? How often will I need this help? And this is where you have to be really, really honest. If it's a low commitment ask, then you can ask as a favor. You can ask, a family member, a good friend. People are usually okay with showing up once or twice for you, especially because it's a low time commitment and the frequency is low as well. However, if the commitment has a high frequency, it's on an everyday basis, it's on an often basis, you're likely going to be asking for help from a paid standpoint. And really being honest with yourself is really, really important. Now, I'm extremely fortunate because my parents just recently moved to Atlanta. So I was able to ask my mom to watch my son, who is her grandson, and that's great, But I think it's super important that, you may have a parent or an aunt or, a sibling who's able to watch your kid. But if you need your kid to be watched on an everyday basis, maybe it is about looking into school. Maybe it is about looking into a certified babysitter or a nanny or something like that. Because what happens is if that person isn't available as often as you want, then you're kind of at the mercy of their schedule. And for me, I'm in a season where I need him to be watched every day because work is a lot, and if I can just get those uninterrupted 6 to 7 hours to get work done, after 4:30, I'm all into being mom, being a wife, doing all the family fun things, doing dinner, bedtime, bath time, after dinner dance party. I'm all for it. But it's important that I get that uninterrupted work time so I, of course, can show up with just clear. It's always such a blessing when you can be super productive at work. And these are things that we need to be really honest about. This doesn't make you a bad person or a high maintenance person if that's what you need. But it's also important for you to be honest with what you need. So then when you ask for it and you can find it or you can't find it, then you can adjust accordingly. Like I said, when it comes to the commitment question, this is so, so important that you're honest because this will determine you actually getting the help that you want because you're clear on how committed you need that help to be. So if it's low commitment, if it's a low time amount, you can very, very likely find this help as a favor. Hey, can you help me move this couch down to my basement? A one-time occurrence. Hey, can you help me grab some groceries from the car to the house? A one-time kind of occurrence. But if you need like your dog walked on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, if you need your kid watched Monday through Friday, for 3 to 6 hours each and every single day, you're likely not going to get that as a favor from somebody because time is really, really valuable. You can get money back. You can't get time back. So get clear on what that commitment level is and don't be afraid to ask for that commitment, but also understand that you will likely have to pay for it. But in my opinion, it's completely and totally worth it. The last question, which I really had to think about it when I was getting ready to record this podcast, was the availability question. And who is the best person to help me with this? Who is the best person to help me with this? It's so, so important to me that, one, that we're really being honest with ourselves about not only the help we want, but understanding that we deserve good help. We really, really do. And so again, it's fine if it's a family member, if it's a friend, but if they're not the best person, do you currently have the resources or access to really good help? I need my laundry done by somebody else. I am just in a season where the laundry is just not getting done if you're relying on me to do it. And so I'm happy to have a laundry service company come and pick up my laundry every single Monday and bring it back every single Tuesday. That totally serves me. That's not something that I could ask my mom or my sister or my best friend to do. I can't expect them to do my laundry, right? Because of the frequency, the time commitment. That's just a lot of work, especially done on a frequent basis. So you have to be honest with yourself. This is why the availability question is so, so important, because once you answer all your other questions, right? Your purpose question, your clarity question, your timing question, your commitment question, then you can look at yourself, or you can look at what you have on paper, if you've written it down, taken some notes, and say, you know what? Because I need all these things, I likely should not ask this as a favor, right? I probably should pay for this. Or, you know what? This person said that they could be available for me if I needed them every other weekend. I could totally ask them for that. But until you ask yourself those questions, you won't really truly be asking for help you actually need. And it's important for you to be honest with yourself first about the help you actually need. So when you ask someone for help, whether it's a favor, it's a paid gig, you're super, super clear on the results that you're aiming for, you know? Again, the purpose of me asking for help as far as someone watching Christian is that I need that uninterrupted work time. That is the whole purpose. And so for me, I was like, between the availability and the timing and stuff like that, I was really fortunate because my mom is able to do that. And we consider that a blessing. I understand that that's not everybody's reality. But to be completely honest, if my mom did not live here, honestly, we likely would have looked into school. We likely would have looked into, some kind of childcare situation where we could get that uninterrupted time, because that's how important it is to us. That uninterrupted time is a priority to us. And when it comes to handling your priorities and balancing it, gosh, asking for help has been a huge, huge lifesaver. And asking myself these questions, does make the decision process maybe 5 to 10 minutes longer. But man, when I ask for help, I'm certainly clear on what I'm asking for and usually getting the results that I need. All right, you guys, that does it for this episode. I hope that this has been helpful. Again, I do not do it all. But I certainly do balance it all because I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not out here doing it by myself. Honestly, anybody who you consider successful or who is in a position that you want to be in is likely not doing it by themselves either. Guys, if you liked this episode, please let me know over on Instagram. You can follow me at the Mattie James. Let me know in a DM, message me and let me know what you thought about this episode. Be sure to listen over on iTunes or on SoundCloud. And if you have an extra 60 seconds, please give this podcast a rating and leave a quick review. That is always so helpful. And I always appreciate when you guys do that because it helps new people find the podcast. All right, you guys, this was fantastic. I'll see you guys next week where we are talking about something that I cannot wait to run my mouth about. I'll see you guys next time here on the Mattie James Podcast.